A lot of open land in Russia too.
Yeah, and he's been around forever. And you know that like he just grabbed everything from the previous guy. There's no hiding stuff from that guy. So, you know, and that's the difference, I think, between this I think compartmentalization actually will hurt us in the long run. And I think that might be why a lot of these top physicists who are looking into this stuff are worried. And especially Bob Lazar, he was saying this stuff too, you know, back in the early 90s was, let us work together, because if not, they're going to figure it out much faster than we are.
This is the part that kind of hangs me up. The compartmentalization here also makes verifying things for the people that do leak it or decide to go public harder, because they only know one little piece. And it's like, you know,
they don't even know that they're working on something exotic.
That's right.
Yeah.
Whereas, yes, you're talking about totalitarian regimes here, especially China and Russia, where, you know, there's always the threat of death and stuff like that. But when you bring 500, 1,000, 2,000 people on it, and they all know and they're all a part of it, even if they all feed that to the president, if one of them gets out of the country and defects, they got everything. You know what I mean? Like, the risk is so high.
Yeah, but also I don't think, like, I mean, culturally it is different. If you look at, you know, America versus other countries, there's a massive cultural gap between how we treat things, and we're ready to like boast about our first victory or whatever. Where a lot of these countries, most of the Asian countries specifically, are very humble when it comes to that stuff, and they don't really talk about. They're just like nose down, work, do what's good for your country. Very patriotic. It's very rare that you'll see like defectors in any other. And maybe I'm wrong here, but in any other like work, like what else do you see a lot of Chinese defectors when it comes to nuclear technology, when it comes to AI, when it comes to no, right? So
AI, I've seen a couple, but
nuclear. And I wouldn't be surprised if there were some that came out from the UFO stuff as well, but they'll probably treat it the same way they treat everything else and just snuff it out. And you know,
it gets, the thing about the UFO thing though is it's a borderless thing.
Yeah.
Right. Which technically all technology is, don't get me wrong, but like this is I shouldn't even say borderless. It is something quite literally not of this earth, which is something that affects us all regardless of what borders and laws we live within. Right. So you would think there would be like another layer to that has nothing to do with like, oh, like Chinese patriotism or Russian patriotism or United States patriotism, and more has to do with like, you know, if you were working on a project and you're like, holy we recovered 100-yard long craft and reverse engineered anti-gravity because some Zeta Reticuli, you know, crashed this year. The ontological shock of that, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe culturally they'd just be like, oh, wow, cool. All right. Forgotten China, you know, but.
Or scared to talk.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a real thing. There's a lot of, most of the people would be scared to talk. I'm just saying all it takes is one. It takes one to not be scared.
Yep, true. But then who's he telling? You know, where's he going?
CNN?
Yeah, good luck.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, where do you go? Where you're a Chinese guy, you speak Chinese, you're coming to America, or you're leaving China, let's say, and you want to go public. Where do you go? Who do you talk to? You speak Chinese, and you speak Mandarin. You're trying to, you know, first of all, anything you say, we're gonna think is some propaganda. You know, there's nothing you can say that I'm gonna think is real. You know.